I was overweight. I was drinking. I was super depressed. I didn't have clarity on who I was or the power that I bestow. That energy, this authenticity, that is
Yeah.
what must be shared, our bringing our true selves.
And I think what's so great is there are a lot of people that be listening to this that would like to wake up skinny. And so
Yeah.
you've obviously had that experience and shifted it.
The acceptance where we can simply allow ourselves to be who we want without trying to
Mm.
fight or without trying to push ourselves to the gym. And I simply started to love myself and start to do the things that I enjoyed within the day. It meant I stopped going for a run and I simply allowed myself to go for a walk. And that's huge. The ease that you give yourself, the energy, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, throughout your whole soul.
And it's so crucial to realize that, we are our future self.
To change the world, we must change our word. We must change who we are. And then we go on tackling the life from there.
Hey everybody, it's Chris Duncan here. I'm so excited to be introducing you to another one of our authors of the Superconscious book series and the Superconscious transformation book. It's my buddy Jasper Wallace, my brother from another mother, my Kiwi bro. It's so good to have you here and being in one of the chapters, man. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your good energy, and it's so nice to have you in the chapter. Would you do me a favor though, and just introduce yourself a little bit to the audience?
Yeah, well, g'day. I'm Jasper Wallace. I'm from New Zealand, same as Chris here, and currently in the process of transforming, revealing that of who I am and just magic, And so, who am I? I'm trying to help people discover their true power, the brilliance within each of us, and I've been on my own awakening journey as each of us are, and I've found the joy to be able to do what I love, and this is sharing through writing and books. Even though I failed all my English classes, and speaking up and just being able to express myself is that's freedom, and that's
Yeah.
what I cherish. And I want everyone to experience the joy and bliss that I feel every
Yeah.
day.
I love it, man. And you had a huge journey, losing like 50 kilograms, just like 100 pounds or something like that. That's a whole person, man. So, tell us a little bit about your journey to losing that much weight, because when we see you, we don't really know that that's your story. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, it was a big thing for me, and it took me a very long time, not a very long time, but a good time to realize what I had actually done and the transformation that I went through.
Wow.
And, it was over many years trying to teach myself, trying to, show up for business, relationships, and, be in the life that we love. But this health, this whatever it is, the programs I was living with wasn't allowing me to be there. And so I was overweight. I was drinking. I was super depressed. I was at university where I had no passion for the future that was ahead, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't have clarity on the movement. I didn't have clarity on who I was or the power that I bestow and that we bestow with. And it's yeah, coming from that and simply waking up skinny. So what happened was I literally walked into the bathroom one day and I looked at myself and I was like, this energy, this thing that's unexplainable. I felt like I was looking at my 7-year-old self, literally. And all these dreams that I've been working on since a kid, just following my curiosity, I knew that it's all possible. And from there, it's just showing up every day, and it's
Wow.
still learning, and that's exciting to still be learning it.
It is exciting, and Wake Up Skinny is now the name of a program you're running, or which is really cool. But let's talk a little
Yeah.
bit about your chapter, because the Superconscious Transformation book has got 12 amazing chapters, and yours is one of them. How does your chapter fit into the theme of Superconscious transformation?
Great question. It's one thing to see what I've been through as valuable or as truthful and honest as in the experience that I've gone through and who I've developed to be. I feel that
Yeah,
that has its own right to be able to be shared. And
yeah,
when I got offered, when I first learned about being able to write in a chapter, it seemed too big out of my park, right? I hadn't finished a book yet, even though I'd read a bunch. I've got all this excitement, but I knew in the excellence that of my journey that I can do it. And so just following my excitement, the why not. And I feel what I've been able to share just with each question from my own truth, it shares a perspective that I know is free, it is true, and is who I am. And I love to that energy, this authenticity. That is
Yeah.
what must be shared, our bringing our true selves through. And yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it, man. And I think what's so great is there are a lot of people that be listening to this that would like to wake up skinny and to use their super conscious, because I think it's something like, 60% of adults are overweight. It's crazy. And so
Yeah.
you've obviously had that experience and shifted it. And so if someone's out there going, yeah, I would like to transform that, what are some of the challenges that they face?
Yeah, and you bring up that statistic. Through my discovering on what I've been through is what I when I was searching online, I discovered that 95% of people who lose weight end up gaining all of it, if not more, back in the first year. And so
Wow.
this came to me where it wasn't only me in this position, and it wasn't
Right.
a reflection of who I truly was. And
Right.
so this came where when I was able to simply wake up skinny and see and be who I was, I
Mm,
wasn't having to try and go to the gym. I wasn't having to try and lose weight. And
mm,
this is where when we can the acceptance where we can simply allow ourselves to be who we want without trying to
mm.
fight or without trying to push ourselves to the gym. When we For me, when I let go of all that, I let go of trying to be someone. And I simply started to love myself and start to do the things that I enjoyed within the day. It meant I stopped going for a run and I simply allowed myself to go for a walk. And that's huge. The ease that you give yourself, the energy, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, throughout your whole soul, incarnated. And this is where, when we learn the superconscious, this isn't us trying to go to the gym to burn weight throughout Wake Up Skinny course, I go through a number of steps on how we can be aware of the different stages and the power that we have in our life, right? But when we
Yeah.
awaken that, it is first changed within your spirit. That when you can simply be beautiful, be you from your spirit being present on earth, right? Your heaven on earth, your dreams into reality, you can wake up skinny. And
It's
yeah,
what I'm getting is that when you stop trying to force it, you just let your body do what it naturally needs to do, and you have that focus. But also, so much of how someone is unhealthy is that they aren't in love with themselves or their life, and they're using drugs or alcohol or food to, basically to medicate themselves or emotionally stabilize. And I know that you have a love for breaking down words, and I think the word beautiful that you said, you can break it down and make a new word from it, which is be you to the full. And it's
yes,
a nice, obviously that's not the etymology of the word, but it's nice to think that way. And so you've had
yeah,
this big shift, and it sounds like when you shifted into loving yourself and being your authentic you, then the right body was there to support that, which is really big. Because I think there are a lot of challenges out there when people are trying to problem solve or force, and they're out of that alignment. So it's really nice. What are some of the big takeaways from your chapter that someone listening, go, I really need to go and read this book and read Jasper's chapter. What's some takeaways will they get?
for me, and how I speak and how I present my truth, what I feel that what people will be able to get away with, what people will be able to take from reading my chapter is for me, for me, it is the ability to see yourself in this dualistic world, to see yourself where you are currently and who you want to be, and to see those as one. And so a big part of me, this kind of pulled out the park, but to understand the unity that's going on, this desires that we have within
Mm,
life, and what that power represents within ourself. our life force, the ability that we're here. And within what I write, I feel like it opens up the mind to understanding the true I am, right? We're not just in this physical body, we're not just this carnal self, and we're not entirely the all-knowing that is. And so we're imagination, and we're enjoying this creation that we're producing. That's how I choose to write and to speak from this point of authority that who you choose to embody is therefore the truth that you will experience. Your word, your world, your heart, swap the H, is earth. And so I know these words aren't in the science realms as correct, but for me, it shows the union of art and science, of man and God, between what is impossible, which is I'm possible. And this is what I love to talk about. This stuff that isn't really normal or like straight. It
Oh,
doesn't
no,
make.
I love it, man. I mean, uh, many people have tried normal and it hasn't worked for them, you know. So we need to start thinking about it in a different way and to understand the spell that we're under when it comes to our words and what it is that we're creating. And it's so crucial to realize that, you know, we are our future self. We can remember the future. You know, we are that. It's so fascinating. We are as much our future self as we are our past self, yet most of us will put much more weight on our past self than our future. So it's really important. And I love that. I love that about you. I love your passion. I love your heart, and I love what you're up to, especially helping people to, you know, to wake up skinny. What a great name as well. So, do you want to talk a little bit about your Wake Up Skinny program and how people who would love just to wake up skinny, you know, could follow that?
I'd love to. All right. So wake up skinny is it isn't like a law or a tool. It's something there for you to be able to see the truth within yourself. Because currently, the reason why yourself or why 95% of people lose weight and gain it all back and feel worthless and unable to continue showing up and being it, right? So we give up and we let ourselves go into deeper pits. But from those pits, right? Even if you give up, there's still this roadmap ahead. There's still your path. And so within Wake Up Skinny, you what I urge and what I preach is that it is a permanent solution and you lose your weight with ease. And this is learning the true I am, the power that we can have. Because even though I did go for runs and I was on a fast and I was eating these specific foods that other people probably wouldn't like, it was authentic, it was who I was. And so I didn't have to force it. And this is the first phase.
Mm,
How can you
mm.
simply be what you want? And
Wow.
then, yeah. And then, so from there, once you have this, what I would say is what I discovered at the end. So, this is like the last thing I discovered is kind of what I want to share first. And then we go on to understanding the body, the man, the greatest creation in the universe. It can lose all the weight for you, it wants to lose it for you. But if you're holding on to it, if we're doing things that don't serve our true choice, our true actions, then the reality, your dreams, wouldn't necessarily, fit you in that situation. And so we must
Mm,
evolve. And so what I teach is how your body knows what it needs. And we
mm.
don't need to be learning, counting our macros. If you're hungry, you eat. If you're not hungry, you know that. And we get more in tuned. And then the next
Wow.
phase that I love to share and Wake Up Skinny, which is a combination of wisdom and knowledge. And so it's what I've been able to found that separates normal health from what the doctors and what's from generally taught to this new age, to man discovering the true health, to the vitality that is here. And so with what comes with it is technology and knowledge. And this is the age we're in. We all are awakening to this. And so we're learning about water and the power within that to stop the deterioration of your DNA, to the aspects that what you eat isn't just going to feed your physical body, but it's going to feed your mind. And when
Mm,
you have control, or what I would say, you don't need to try and control, and rather you let your mind, you let yourself be free, your mind, your heaven is brought on earth. You have great clarity to allow that energy to transfer through your body.
mm,
And what comes from Wake Up Skinny is that you lose weight, yes. You do wake up feeling your beautiful self, but you take care of your sleep, you take care of every other area of your life because in order for you to show up in your relationships, within wealth, in any part of the world, you must be here. And so wake up skinny is more than just losing weight. It is about why we're here, what carries on after. And I love to see that people can find a permanent solution to lose weight and to not need it to be a burden on their life
Yeah.
for the years and to allow them to be the man who they were born to be. And this is where I've been able to start releasing what I've wanted to share for years. And it started with health, with Wake Up Skinny. And so, yeah, it's a first step in a long endeavor with what I want to share out. If you don't know, the Sovereign Warriors, it's kind of my little name that I came up with. But it's to change the world, we must change our word. We must change who we are. And so this starts with our health. And then we go on tackling the life from there. It's just been really
It's
lovely.
really important, really, health. If you don't have health, you don't have anything. There's that old saying that a
Health
healthy
as well.
person has, yeah, well, that's right. But another good saying is that a healthy person has 1,000 desires, a sick person has just one. And it's crucial to understand how much confidence we get by how we present ourselves. I've seen many people's lives change, mainly through placebo, because no, and placebo, not taking any power away from them. Placebo is a crap name for our mind making the results that we're after. But to see that suddenly they have a different body shape, and now the way they smile, or the way they stand in front of others, or their relationship, they go from single to in one. A lot of our identity is held within our health, and it is a struggle for a lot of people because our body wants to have more fat on it than not. And so as soon as you start losing some fat, your body kicks in with it increases your hunger and it decreases your metabolism because it goes, oh no, we're losing some of our stores. We must be in a fight or flight. And it's so fascinating because the world we live in, we've become just so good at creating calories. We are amazing at creating calories. Like we have become so good. So so I love what you're up to basically because it makes a big difference and it is a struggle. Your body wants to keep calories on it. That's a healthy body. And so here's what I know for sure is that if someone truly becomes super conscious, they have the body shape that they choose. Like
Yeah.
there's no other way. So man, I love what you're up to. Do you have any final thoughts for any of the listeners out there?
Final thoughts. One thing for me recently, which is just within life, is the power of assumption. You're using your superconscious to spark a
Hmm.
thought, a dream within what I would say your dielectric, the father, the aether. I say these words so that in the future you may be able to learn and connect them to discover your own truth. When we create our heaven, we have our dream, we must bring it into our body, into the experience that we live. And so this is where I resonate with your word. I am that I am. And so when we can resonate on who you choose to be and feeling it now, loving it now, we get rid of the unconscious blocks that stop us from being super conscious, from being in the state that we wish, living the life. And it's like, it is a journey and we are to love that journey. And so there is no need, there is no rush to be anywhere, for you are already that which you desire. And this is what I love, and I cherish this. And it is the more we can step on this innocence, we have the strength, we have the embodiment of that which is. And this is our power. This is our power to be at ease, to allow yourself to be who you want, to express, to show up. If it's in a relationship, if it is in your health, right? This is where your health isn't just weight, it is your fullness. It is how you can be there for other people, connect to the world. And yeah, so connect to yourself, continue that of who you love. And like, as we know, it's all lovely. It's all beautiful. Be you till full.
I
Yeah.
love it, man. I love it. I appreciate you. So, everyone listening, if you would like to wake up skinny, check out Jasper's amazing program. And everyone else, make sure you get a copy of Superconscious Transformation where you can hear or read his chapter and all the other amazing chapters that are in there too. Jasper, you're a legend. Hope you're enjoying Thailand. Keep enjoying that. Listeners, go check out Jasper's work. Go and grab your copy of Superconscious Transformation. Stay focused, stay magnetic, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.